Michael B. Jordan has always been a figure who bridges the gap between blockbuster action and thoughtful storytelling, and now he's stepping into uncharted territory with his latest endeavor, a reimagined version of the classic heist romance The Thomas Crown Affair. In a candid discussion that peels back the layers of his creative process, Jordan reveals not just the mechanics of this project but the deeply personal threads that weave through it, turning what could have been a mere remake into something profoundly original. This isn't about dusting off an old script or recycling familiar tropes. It's about infusing a timeless tale with the pulse of contemporary cinema, all while honoring the sleek sophistication that made the original a standout in the late 90s. Picture this: a young Michael B. Jordan, barely a teenager, wide-eyed and captivated by the silver screen. The year is around 1999, and Pierce Brosnan's suave portrayal of Thomas Crown, a billionaire art thief who dances on the edge of morality with effortless charm, is flickering across the TV in his family's living room. For Jordan, this wasn't just entertainment, it was a portal. The Brosnan version was the one I grew up watching and I was like, "Oh man, this is great, I love this," he recalls with a warmth that speaks to nostalgia's enduring grip. But even then, as a kid navigating the complexities of adolescence in Newark, New Jersey, Jordan sensed something more. The film's glossy veneer of high-stakes heists and forbidden romance might have skimmed over his head, the intricate dance of love and deception lost in the haze of youth, but the visual poetry stuck. The art, the slickness, the unapologetic wish fulfillment. It was a world where New York City transformed into a character unto itself, its museums and galleries pulsing with secrets and seduction. Growing up, museums weren't a staple in Jordan's itinerary. They were distant realms, the kind of places reserved for field trips that felt more obligatory than enlightening. Yet the Thomas Crown Affair cracked open that door. I didn't go to a lot of museums growing up as a kid. But when I watched that movie, I kinda saw a side of New York that I guess I didn't see before, Jordan muses. This revelation wasn't accidental. It was the film's deliberate craft at work, blending opulent visuals with narrative tension to make the inaccessible feel intoxicatingly close. For Jordan, it planted a seed, one that would germinate over decades, blossoming into a full-fledged passion project. Fast forward to today, and that 13 or 14-year-old boy's fascination has evolved into a director's blueprint, one he's pitching directly to the power players at Amazon MGM Studios. What makes this reimagining particularly compelling is Jordan's insistence on evolution rather than imitation. Having cut his directorial teeth with the visceral intensity of Creed III in 2023, a film that grossed over $275 million worldwide and earned praise for its raw emotional core, Jordan approaches this project with the confidence of someone who's learned to wield the camera as an extension of his own voice. "I was the one who pitched a modern take on the beloved heist romance to Amazon MGM Studios," he confirms, underscoring his proactive role in shepherding this vision to life. It's a bold move in an industry often wary of revisiting classics, where reboots can teeter on the brink of irrelevance. But Jordan's pitch wasn't born in a vacuum. It's rooted in a lifetime of artistic immersion, courtesy of his mother, Donna Jordan, a talented artist whose studio was as much a part of their home as the kitchen table. "My mom's an artist, so I grew up around paints and canvases and upholstery and leather dyeing. So I had a love and appreciation of an artist's journey before I even became an artist myself," Jordan shares, his voice laced with gratitude. This familial influence is no footnote, it's the foundation. In a household buzzing with creativity, young Michael wasn't just exposed to brushes and pigments, he was enveloped in the iterative struggle of creation. The late nights watching his mother wrestle with a stubborn canvas, the satisfying scent of dyes transforming raw leather into something luxurious, the quiet thrill of seeing an idea take physical form. These weren't abstract lessons, they were visceral, shaping Jordan's understanding of artistry as a labor of love, fraught with vulnerability and triumph. It's this ethos that he carries into the Thomas Crown Affair, envisioning a film where the heist's mechanical precision mirrors the nuanced strokes of a painter's hand. Set against the fog-shrouded elegance of London, a deliberate shift from the original's New York skyline, the production promises a visual feast that blends British restraint with American bravado. Filming wrapped in the city's labyrinthine streets and grand estates, capturing the kind of atmospheric depth that only a location like this can provide. Rain-slicked cobblestones reflecting neon lights, the hushed reverence of the National Gallery's halls, the clandestine buzz of underground auctions. These elements aren't mere backdrops, they're co-conspirators in the story. Scheduled for a theatrical release on March 5, 2027, the film arrives at a moment when audiences crave escapism laced with substance, post-pandemic cinema demanding more than spectacle. Jordan's version taps into that zeitgeist, retooling the narrative for a generation grappling with inequality, digital surveillance, and the commodification of culture. At its heart, the story remains a cat-and-mouse game between a charismatic thief and the investigator drawn into his orbit, but Jordan's lens amplifies the interpersonal dynamics. Where the 1999 film leaned on star power, Brosnan's roguish allure opposite René Russo's steely resolve, Jordan's iteration explores the psychological undercurrents with greater depth. Thomas Crown isn't just a playboy pilfering Monets for sport. He's a cipher for modern ennui, a man whose vast wealth insulates him from consequence but hollows his soul. The romance, too, evolves beyond flirtation into a profound interrogation of trust and vulnerability. Jordan hints at casting choices that prioritize authenticity over marquee names, seeking performers who can embody the quiet intensity of stolen glances and whispered confessions amid the clink of champagne flutes. For me, the biggest thing was I didn't want it to be a reboot or a remake, Jordan emphasizes, his words a manifesto for innovation. I really want to reimagine it. So it was a reimagination of what it is. What I liked about it was it didn't have too much baggage. It was just enough time and gap between generations. This temporal distance, nearly 3 decades since the Brosnan iteration, affords Jordan a clean slate, unencumbered by fanboy nitpicking or sequel fatigue. The original 1968 Steve McQueen version with its mod jazz score and swinging 60s vibe, feels like a relic. The 99 update modernized it with CGI polish and erotic tension. Now Jordan's take injects relevance. Themes of cultural repatriation where stolen artifacts symbolize broader injustices, and the ethics of wealth in an era of crypto heists and NFT frenzies. Diving deeper into production anecdotes, Jordan recounts the collaborative fervor on set. London gave us this incredible canvas, he says, pun intended,